Hey, it's Trogdor32 here, getting ready to do a speedrun of Universal Paperclips. For this one, I've been thinking about the third phase, and I think I have some new strategies. I'm going to try to incorporate the OODA loop. But without much further ado, let's get this run started. Oh, and my timer's not working, so that's a false start. And that should do it. Let me check this as well. Alright, and then once we reset the save data, we will be good to go. And it worked. Alright, well, welcome to my speedrun of Universal Paperclips. So far, we've decreased the price per chip down to 5 cents, and we're probably going to leave it there for the majority of the run. We may increase it up or down a little bit, just to either save some clips or spend some clips. Otherwise, in this part of the phase, I'm going to be looking for cheap wire. I just picked up some 15 cost wire, which is about as cheap as it gets. We might see some 14 cost wire, but that's pretty uncommon. First milestone we're approaching is trust. Once we get that, we'll unlock some computational resources, and that'll get on us on our way to start completing more projects and unlocking even more computational resources. Of course. Oh, and did it just change back to... Yeah, okay, so I saw a 15 and then it changed to 17, I believe just before I clicked it. Tricky. Well, we just got to trust, and we've started generating operations. Once we get to 1,000 operations, we'll unlock creativity. And then after we purchase that and then build back up to 1,000 operations again, we will actually start generating creativity, which is going to be a very valuable resource through the entire game, actually. And we're approaching 1,000 creativity, or operations, I mean, to unlock creativity. We are also approaching $100 and marketing level 1. Now that we have that unlocked, we should be getting funds more rapidly. All right, and we're generating creativity. Grab the limerick when we get up to 10, and then there'll be another creativity for trust-based quest at 50. But after we pick that one up, we'll be just holding off for a while. And I just bought my first stack of auto clippers. So even though the essential part of the speed tech in this game is that holding the enter key will actually smash the last button that you pressed 30 times per second, at least by default on Windows. And that plus clicking was what was allowing me to get 36 clips per second or so previously. Now that I have 11 auto clippers, then that's at just another 11 clicks per second. So I was a little late on lexical processing, but that's not a huge deal in the big picture. Although it would have been more optimal to get that as soon as it became available. And so since we have 6 processors, that's actually a good balance between processors and memory to unlock all the early game unlocks that, like quantum computing in particular, that requires 10,000 operations. It's a balance of being able to hit those operation thresholds and generating a lot of creativity over the course of this long game. Alright, I'll be buying some wire and a stack of autoclippers soon. Of course now it goes down to 16. And 15. Alright, fine. I'll take it. So now we're going to build up until 740 creativity. And then once we do, we're going to go on a buying spree and buy all the free memory we have and all the creativity for trust based projects that we have below. And we'll stack them all at once. Then we'll wait for that to fill up while getting a couple more valuable projects along the way. Yeah, unlock that memory, or at least the computational resource that could get us memory, but we're not going to unlock that just yet. We're just going to focus on making paperclips until we hit that 740 creativity. Just that, and then buying cheap wire, possibly auto clickers, but marketing level 2 would also be nice. Or the next level of marketing. There we go, picked up some 16 cost wire as we're crossing 600 creativity. Only 140 more to go. And we're at 700 creativity. And we also got another trust. All right, there we go. We have 7 memory modules and 47 creativity, and that's building up. So the first thing we're looking to get is the catchy jingle for 45 creativity and 4,500 operations. So once we get the operations, we'll be buying that. That'll increase our marketing substantially. just hit 3,500 operations. 4,000 operations. And we got catchy jingle. Clip it good. So now our unsold inventory is decreasing. Let me grab marketing again and then buy some auto clippers, but I think I'll increase the price up to 12 cents temporarily. I think I'll grab improved wire extrusion before this buy. Or I'll lose 15s, and then it just jumped up to 27 after I purchased that, so I'll take it slow. I believe next up should be the Hadwiger clip diagrams. Actually, let's get a bunch of wire. Nice. 13K wire should keep us happy for a while. After the Hadwiger clip diagrams, improved auto clippers are also worth picking up early on, but Hadwiger clip diagrams are just substantially more valuable, so we want to get those first. There's 16 cost wire, but marketing, the next level of marketing would be great too. And we just hit 5,000 operations, almost to 6,000 for the Hadwiger clip diagrams. And there we go. Let's drop the price back down to, see if that's dropping. And getting the improved auto clippers and the memory module. And a couple more stacks of wire. And marketing. Oh, this is looking great. So now we are building up our operations, and with any luck, we will get to 9,000 before we get to 8,000, and that stops up. And then we just need to get that to the next trust-based reward, and then we'll be able to unlock quantum computing and all the other really high-value early game projects. $4,500 operations. I guess it's more the paperclips. We're just crossing 50K paperclips, and yeah, we will almost certainly hit 55K before the operations fill up. Did just buy a stack of auto clippers there as well. Trying to hold off for marketing, but the clips per second are more important than money right now. All right, there's 18K inches of wire. All right, and we just hit 9,000 operations at 70K Paperclips. So we are a little ways away from 89K, but we're getting there pretty quickly. $79K. 85, 85K. All right, and we just unlocked our 10th memory module, so we will be saving up for quantum computing and purchasing that as soon as we can. And there we go. We unlock quantum computing. So now we have to wait for those operations to save up to 10K again, and then we will be able to purchase the very first photonic chip, and likely the only photonic chip. Just keeping one chip allows us a more reliable quantum cycle. So even though if you have more chips, there's one really big cycle, and then there's several smaller cycles that are trickier to time. This one longer, more consistent cycle is just the consistency is really what pays off in the long run. I have tried a couple runs getting more quantum chips, but none of them have really turned out that great. I think I will try to entertain it, again in the future because there might be something there. Maybe I just need to study the waves better to really properly identify all the high points and the patterns to stay high, but I'm not confident that's going to be part of a winning strategy. There's so many other things to micro, and the really simple on-off pattern versus the on, off, on, off, on, off, on pattern is simple. All right, we are passing 6,000 operations. Let's pick up a marketing. Since right now we need money a little bit more. Uh, More than clips. $8,500 operations. $9,500 operations. And there we go for first and only photonic chip. Then we'll put the extra point in a processor. Oh, that's 60K inches of wire. That's more than I meant, but hey, that works. Let's get an even 50 auto clippers. Just because it's a nice round number. And here we go. Here's our first quantum wave. Oh, I should increase the price. And start tournament. and I'm under a little bit. So that wasn't perfect, but that was pretty good. I got a lot of important upgrades in that first cycle. And I even got a 1 point in the investment engine, so that's pretty good. Let's see, I believe I increased my price per clip too much. Actually, no, it is decreasing now. So let's buy, let's do this quantum wave first and then do marketing and various other upgrades. And another pretty good run. Let's see, the inventory is still increasing, so we need more auto clippers. It's 75. And now I've unlocked mega clippers. It does look like that fixed our unsold inventory was at 35 cents. So let's get those mega clippers and do some more tournaments. Just missed the run button there. All right. It's pretty good. Grab two more marketing tiers. Let's see, I think that'll put us back to decreasing. Oh, we got mega clippers. We should have done that before marketing, but marketing is always great to have. So, and here's our next quantum wave. And I think I'll go for one more as long as this doesn't start decaying, because it's pretty close. All right, on our way. All right, so I'll put that in a processor when I get there. Let's grab a marketing and mega clippers. So let's also get the improved mega clippers and maybe strategy A as well. I'll get strategy A next time, and hopefully after we get one more memory module. It just takes so long. And when you just have strategy A, it's just a coin toss anyways. And that's under... did that weird. That's increasing, so let's drop that down to 25. 20 cents. 15 cents. To 8 cents, it's basically holding steady. I mean, still increasing, but very slowly. Alright, so now that we have 12 memory modules, let's see if we can pick up A. And another memory module. These two tournaments, so this one's probably B, or well, A, so B was not an option. So they go so quickly, it's really hard to actually try to solve them and change them in a reasonable amount of time. So it's don't often try or don't worry about it too much. The payoff is so small, 150, 180, and it is should either of them should be a little bit more than just having one tournament, even though they take longer and they might be harder to mash in a cycle like that. Picked up another tier of marketing, and let's do this quantum wave, and we should have the next tier of marketing. Looking at B, it's a bit of a reach. I should probably wait for one more module, but I'm almost there. Even better mega clippers, but let's do tournaments first. So I think this one is B. Okay, and the 10s mean A. So I didn't do any proper calculations of those, I just saw big numbers, and which isn't, it's part of a strategy, but that by itself is not actually a strategy, so, uh, and we're under, so I don't want to click that again. See, I will go into some detail about Yomi strategizing, at least when we get some more operations. Going for even better mega clippers and then some tournaments. So that's B. So what I did there is 2, 2, 3, 6. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 3 plus 6 is 9. So the payoff is weighted in favor of B. And that's basically a little addition based way of calculating the probabilities. Works really well for A and B. It doesn't account for some of the later strategies, but it works for A and B and all the other strategies that effectively end up being A or B. So greedy beat last, or greedy and minimax are opposite strategies. So one will pick A and one will pick B always. And greedy also tends to pick statically. It's only tit for tat and beat last and random, of course, that don't always pick the same answer. Even though sometimes beat last may always behave statically in certain situations, etc. But if you just do a little hand waving and say, oh, all the strategies are either A or B, unless it falls into one of the categories for either beat last or tit for tat, then say, is this more A or is this more B? And answering that is a good way to earn a lot of Yomi early on. So I'm a little bit under there. Fair bit under is 3,000 now, not 2,000. 9, 10, 4, 4, so that's A. Because 19 is a lot bigger than 8. And the other two strategies, beat last and tit for tat, those largely win when the diagonals have either high values or low values. So either the two same corners or the um, diagonal where the A, B, and BA numbers are. Once we unlock those strategies, hopefully I'll be able to point some out, especially once we get to the longer tournaments. So that's A. And B. Seven, 4, 11, and 14 beats 11. So stick in B. So we're at level 4, and so I was playing some Yomi games. I let my cash on hand stack up. It's not a huge problem. Some more Mega Clippers as well to keep our CPS high. Drop it down to 5 cents. And pick up memory as well. Going for the coherent extrapolated volition. Pick up another memory module. And just because I remembered it, male pattern baldness, even though probably can't regenerate all the way after that, which is a bit of a mistake. But now it's 12, the rest in memory. Since we're under already, and we're not generating creativity, we might as well run tournaments. And that one should be a B. Since we're not creating creativity, we might as well make use of operations. That'll be A. Do the cure for cancer. And greedy as well. Alright, now that I got 40 processors. Let's see it. Took some of these strategies under a little bit. Okay, whatever. Going for the tournaments. 5881 should still be A. So already under pickup minimax. So instead, strategies like greedy, generous, and minimax tend to either fall into categories of either A or B. Then you'll usually see a grouping of point numbers. They're usually not identical because of random, and so that's why even if you pick the winning strategy, maybe it'll be B, maybe it'll be generous, and there's no way to tell because random is random, and there'll just be some variance because of that. So this one has low corners but a strong diagonal with the crosses. So that's one of the beat last situations. Because doing always A or always B, we'll get those low values, but trying to beat last, we'll get, well, I guess not. Really, 690. Hmm. I guess because the ones are so low. Oh, fair enough. So this one, 6924, so hopefully that's A. Even though, so 9 is large, but the 2 makes that diagonal on average not worth it. If it was higher, if that 2 was a 6, then that would probably be worth it for tit for tat. But if it was even higher, like an 8 or another 9, then that would definitely be worth it. See, I'm at level 5, so let's go to medium risk and put in 100,000 into the stock market. I was almost at the next level of marketing too. But with level 5 investment engine, we should be able to see some somewhat reliable returns. See, I will wait for the next quantum wave, because there it is. Awesome. Four one one one. So A is the best answer because picking B is just going to get you a 1. And the tournament's wrapping up, so let's stack up some operations. Got second place, so 6898 should be B. And buy some more Mega Clippers. Went away a little bit early. Actually, no, we got processor. I was about to say memory, but don't need memory right now. Got that and world peace. Oops. Oh no. That's fine. It was just one. So I should have put that as a memory instead of a processor, but that's fine. If I put a lot, that might screw over the run, but just one is definitely recoverable because I do have enough margin on that. I could even do with less than. Let's see, memory modules. I've done it before, but I think 40 is a good balance. I'm not sure. It's one of the A or B. Hey, why do we have global warming too? Sweet. And well, we're already low on memory, so. But yeah, no, that was a quick global warming. I like it. So unsold inventory is still increasing. Guess it'll be hostile takeover when that really shifts the market. So I was going to withdraw 80k, but I'll withdraw the 50k because I would like to get the next turn marketing pretty soon. Well, I should also be getting hypno drones after this tournament. Okay, the next one I'm too late in this wave. I need to get hypno drones. There we go. Marketing, and then put the rest back. Well, I missed the beginning of that wave too. And we don't even have operations for a manual tournament. And I didn't look at the odds on that one either. I'm sorry, I'm slacking here. 2678. So then now that we've unlocked the hypnodrones, we don't need any more memory for the first phase. So we can just switch over to processors to stack up creativity. Because momentum is one of the first things that we'll be needing after money has ended. So having all the creativity already generated for that will help speed us along. They all score the same. I'm surprised the CB lasted so well, but alright, we have now investment engine level 6. Let's pop this up to high risk. One 822. That should be A because of the 8. Even though the 2s are better than a 1 technically, but well, we got to 500,000 in the stock market. Two, 3, 1, 3 is A, but just by a little bit. This one might be like B because it's a 3. I don't know, low value boards are hard to read. There we go, 950, 935, 1 million. 6, 6, 10, 2. So since the diagonal is, so the highest on the same diagonal is 6, and the lowest on the different diagonal is also 6. The 10 is high, and also the 2 being low also helps. But mainly the diagonals on the 6 being greater than or equal to 6 part means beat last should be strong. So it should go across that diagonal instead of the lower value other diagonal. Oh, we got up to 2 million? Right, so I do need to get that out of the market. And there's hostile takeover. Let's get marketing and then put everything back in the market. Let's be last. 3115. It's nice when the different diagonal is actually the same. I should buy some more Mega Clippers pretty soon. Let's use that. Our unsold inventory is actually decreasing after the hostile takeover. That's great. It's increasing slowly enough that I think we'll be able to rebalance it just by getting Mega Clippers, so I won't change from 5 cents for the moment. Would also like to get the next tier of marketing just because we're approaching it so quickly. I mean, it's 200,000 away, but we're almost there. 9 1 10 1. Actually, yeah, no, I was going to keep that. Sorry. It's like, ah, time to deposit. Do need to up our clip game. We are falling behind. So now I bet that's increasing kind of rapidly. Now I will actually buy Mega Clippers. Alright, 9411. That one should still be A. Oh, we got 10 million in the stock market. We're hoping to see about 20 million or so before we start taking money out. A little bit under, but 4613. So the 10 should have it over the 4. And neither the diagonals are particularly strong. I'm really tempted to withdraw 500,000 and get a marketing, but no. Should just let it grow. One, 6, 7, 5. I believe that's a B. I mean, 11 beats an 8, but it might be B last. But I think the 1 ends it. Right, and that was a full monopoly. Pretty good. All right, and now our unsold inventory like, immediately dropped down to 0, so let's raise that to, I think it was like 80 cents. We should start seeing an increase. And also, let's buy those mega clippers. I start a tournament out of cycle. 8, 10, 5, 3 should be A. All right, got to 75 mega clippers. Now we are just trying to get half a billion, or yeah, $500 million. 500 million. I'm dropping the price to try to get the unsold inventory to kind of flatten. Because if we price them too low, we'll lose money. But if we price them too high, then it's just going to take longer to get that money. I believe it's decreasing. I just hit 22 million. 1, 5, 10, 2 should be B. Even though 5 and 10 are always greater than 1 or 2. Alright, we just need to get to 101,000 paper clips, or a million paper clips. And $500 million. And our clips will get to 1 million probably before our investments get to $500 million, so doing good. See, this is increasing a little bit, so I'll drop it a little bit more. Looks like it's still holding steady. That's dropping it, so it's 48. Five one, 5 3 should still be B. Just at 73 million. And 90 million, well, almost 90 million paper clips. There we go. Unsold inventory is still decreasing, so let's pop it up a little bit more. Nice, got first place in the tournament. 7 10 3 4. 150 million. And we just hit 98 million, 99 million paperclips. So once we get to 101 million, we'll unlock some of the money for trust base quests. Knock off a couple of those just to get some more processors. Three, 5, 8, 1. So those corners are weak and the different diagonal is a lot stronger. Maybe that's something to do with the actual gap in between them. 300 million in the stock market. 430 million. So oh, I saw 499 million. 420 million. 8341. 405 million. 379. 400 million. Come on. Just a little bit more. 504 million. 542 million. Okay, we have 600 million if we can get that out. Don't need to be clicking it. I can just hold enter on it and it will grab it whenever that switches over. Oh, there it is. All right. Good chapter. And All right, so in this phase, the first thing, well, we already own factories, so we are building towards momentum. And that's, we need more creativity than we currently have. And then we also need 30 solar farms, which are just nice to have anyways. All right, since 8 and 9 are significantly greater than 1 and 2, that should be tit for tat. Picking A or B is not a winning strategy, but picking the opposite of your opponent is. Putting that in the middle there because at this point I do actually need a fair amount of clips to get to 10 factories and all these other things. So I can't think too hard, but I will also be wanting to get memory for some of those next projects that will be gated at 80 memory. So I need 75 or so to really be able to get those. 1010, 79 should be an easy A. There's momentum at 20k creativity, which I am close to, but not quite at yet. Actually, that's pretty good. Just after I got rich enough to unlock it, I was able to unlock it. I like it. So now it's actually very critically important that I make sure my production is above the consumption or have enough battery to fill in the gaps. That was a great momentum time, actually. 9863 should be an A. Oh, things are moving along. I want both more memory and more clips, so feel kind of evenly satisfied between the two not happening. But they are both happening. 3613 should be A just by a little bit. 20, so halfway to the next clip factory. Still a ways away from gifts. So because of that, I am tempted to put more drones in there just to increase the payout of the gifts because it is going to be another cycle, which is probably another 2-minute cycle at this point. Yeah, just for 3 even. Let's get that down to a minute and a half, minute 40. Maybe even a little less. There's not a lot of savings, and that does hurt the clips per second a fair amount. Close enough. See this tournament. I already did this one, 3613. 3 and 10 should be the winners there. And a quarter of the way to our 10th factory. Decided to throw that away on chips. Hopefully the next swarm will actually pay out a little bit heavier. Oh, I need batteries or a more production there. Cannot lose. Not. If I need to, I will sell something to prevent that from going under. It looks like we are about to be okay. Eight nine nine three. Just wondering why that's not a possibly tit for tat, but I think it's the three sucks so much, and the eight is almost as good as the nine that just going eight or nine on the A side is the winning strat. 74. Okay, so I can probably get the first ops based upgrades, which is great because I'm also halfway to the next factory. So let's shoot for that. The next quantum chip we get, the quantum wave, rather. It's a bit of a reach. It's a bit of a reach. And I may not be able to regenerate by the time it ends. Nope. Well, we got an upgrade, so that's nice. 7262. Do that on A. Okay, we got our 10th factory, which we can unlock on the next wave. Should also be a little bit easier, probably, because we should get the clips before that. And there we go, upgraded factories. This time we should be able to properly regenerate. Right. Get some more headroom over the consumption production. Then let's upgrade. 9622 should still be an A. Put it a little bit back towards work so we can get the clips for the next couple clip factories. We might be able to get to 85. Not on this wave if it pops up, which it will, but on the next wave. I think we might be able to hit it on this wave, but we won't be able to recover. So I shouldn't be purchasing it this wave. So what's my consumption? We're still good. Alright, so at 100 ops to unlock that drone flocking. Just another one, but it's not the self-correcting supply chain. Checking my consumption. 1121. Oh, sorry, 1218. So the 8 wins that game. At this point, I do want a couple more processors. Do want to get up to at least 120 memory by the end of the round. Otherwise, I won't be able to proceed. 2746 should be a B. My main motivation is swarm gifts, not necessarily throughput. I'm just trying to balance the cost more than the actual throughput, which is what you start balancing out in the beginning. Should have memory, not processors. Oops. Oh, I have to charge that up. 10, 5, 5, 6. Oh, come on, Chrome. Don't be like that. Go. That's a lot of power. Alright, self-correcting supply chain. I almost clicked disassemble. Would have been inconvenient. Alright, we are well on our way to the self-correcting supply chain. I will hold off on the buying of various things until then. That one is still A. Alright, we're halfway there. $800 quintillion. 900 quintillion. And self-correcting supply chain. Let's get a lot of power. And got all the batteries we require. Plus one more. Let's get some more power. Uh, yeah, I'll spend Yomi on that. There we go, now it's popping off. Went for 500,000 consumption. Switching over to wire drones. Alright, so I have consumed all the matter with these drones, and so the only purpose in getting more drones at this point is to be able to get larger swarm gifts. We can also be fully thinking at this point. That's good, that's good, and that's A. So getting the clip factories actually helps make paper clips and get through the end of this phase. So whenever that button pops up, we want to click it. But otherwise, we just want to buy drones and try to keep their cost somewhat balanced, while also not browning out. The 2.8 octillion clips. .8 octillion. Oh, that 1010. Alright, that's 5.1 octillion clips. Do want to wait for the swarm gift just to get a couple more easy processors, but then we will be out of here. I also picked up Theory of Mind. Actually, that was poor timing. I could have put up more probes. That's okay. 4 in hazard to start. Four, seven, five, eight. Still BB. Alright. Actually, no, I take that back. Getting the extra Yomi instead of the initial probe is going to be worth it in the long run. Next Quantum Wave, I definitely want to pick up the whole prototypes upgrade, and then I should be able to reallocate 1 point from hazard to self-replication. Actually, I usually start out with 5 instead of 4, so I may keep it at 4. I don't believe it actually ends up being a huge difference one way or the other, but I do plan on doing some studies on that to really get some numbers behind that at some point. Eight, 6, 5, 9. Tat for tat, because 8 and 9 are close to each other and much greater than the other diagonal. Okay, back to probes. Another probe trust. So put that point in self-replication. 2, 10, 7, 9 should be B. Let's see, we have 20,000 drones, so at some point should start exploring and creating factories. Waste drones. Do I actually need to create factories early on? Probably not. Let's try skipping that. Actually, I'll wait till 50,000. Alright. Now we are getting drones. 100 and quantum wave is high, so it's perfect time to reboot. put those back in self-replication, and I'm not going to get any factories because we have 999 septillion clips. So I think we're doing okay. Oh, interesting. Since we don't have factories, I was expecting either the acquired matter or the available matter to be increasing. Let's try to get one factory. Is that to it? Why is the clips per second 0? That's concerning. Oh, because I'm all the way over at think. Okay. I do want to be a hair in. Okay, now back to self-replication. I think that was a good strat, other than me being silly and having the work think layer all the way over. Let's see, do I need... I will need combat pretty soon, so let's get that, get ready for combat first. We are approaching 800,000 of our own drones, and the enemy's drones are pushing 100,000. So once they get up to 1,000,000, then combat will be unlocked, and we'll want to have 150 operations for that. But for right now, we don't actually need it. And we'd rather have self-replication. 5213 should still be A. And for this one, I'll hold off on spending the memory until we have a quantum wave, because we don't need the memory immediately. Alright, as we're approaching 10 million, I'm thinking about increasing our drone population, just for the swarm gifts. Right, the enemy drones hit 1 million, so we are starting combat. Wait till that gets up to about 50,000. Continue the self-replication. I did buy those right away because we do want combat. Ooh, 6,000. I can probably unlock combat. Be kind of expensive. Yeah, that's pretty expensive, but that's okay. And I guess I didn't look at the last tournament. 1327 should be B. We're hitting 100 million, and they're not quite at 10 million yet, so we don't need to put any points in combat just yet. Since we got combat, I'll get more processors. And did look at that tournament already, so we're doing good. To refill our operations. Alright, we are generating creativity once more. They are still at a factor of 10 behind us, but I do think they're gaining on us. So put 2 points in combat. And 60, so they're holding even, and I'll put that additional point in combat to 4. So that should keep us ahead. And now for this game, unlike pretty much every other game I played, I will be getting the OODA loop a little bit early on too, and my plan is to put 2 points in speed and then either 1 or 2 points in combat for most of the run. We'll see how that scales up into the 30s, but at least through the 20s, I think that's going to work out okay. And having 2 points in speed will make it so whenever there's only one of our white dots and their black dots in the square, that they will survive. If there's 2 enemies in the grid at the same time, then they may be destroyed. But I'm hoping that will just give us a good speed boost along the way. Which is just kind of interesting because for pretty much every other run, I don't put any points in speed the entire run until the very end, or only briefly while exploring. All right, we have 550 million to their 34 million, so we are ahead. So I'll put 1 point back in self-replication from combat. Seven, 9, 1, 5 should be A. And with the Swarm Gift, I will be getting memory, since I do want the OODA loop. I think as soon as I can. Which is right now going to be blocked on Yomi, but and it's nice that OODA loop does not require creativity. 1 more point in self-replication. We're at 1.2 billion and they just crossed 100 million, so we are keeping good on our ratios. The next Swarm Gift, we should be able to get the OODA loop. Oh, actually, no, I need to save my Yomi. I spent it on a trust, which makes sense. 45, so yeah, I need to save up. We have 6994, which looks like a beat last. Okay, clips are down, so I need to reallocate. Okay, that's back. We're still at a... Nope, nope, we're not. So let's put another point in combat. We'll need to explore for a moment. They're gaining on us. Okay, it looks like we're back under control. See, didn't actually look at that tournament. I think we got first place or up there, but 9436 should be A. Oh, and I just spent another probe trust, didn't I? Okay, so I guess that's the main pitfall is just my training and conditioning for buying probes as soon as possible, but I'm not getting the OODA loop sooner. Okay, we're up by over a factor of 10, so switching 1 point back into self-replication. Okay, did well in that tournament, but I am not buying a probe, but we can't afford one. 6922. So go for A. Get either the 6 or the 9. Just hit 10 billion and they're at 500 million. So that's like what, 20x? After this one, do not buy a probe trust. Going for the OODA loop. Wasn't even enough for that. It's 30k, so as long as I can do well on this one. 8958 should be A still. Let's see, we are at 35 billion, they have 1 billion. So that's over 10x. Should I drop it down to 2 combat? Just for a bit. Alright, they're catching up. The OODA loop. Okay, so let's try 1 point in combat and 2 points in speed. Five, four, three, six. Tit for tat. Look at that. Okay, so now only in 3 points in quote combat, and we are maintaining a huge advantage. Do we need any points in combat? See, our unused caps is bottoming out, so I think we do want more everything. There we go. Let's do a little exploration. And we are still 60 billion to 30 billion. 10, 4, 1, 3. Go for A. $100 billion to their $5 billion. Briefly switching the point from combat to replication. Okay, back to combat. Kind of struggling a little bit. There we go. Okay, yeah, no, we just wiped him out. It's almost going to reallocate point, but strategy works. Or maybe we just got a lucky dice roll. It's all RNG. Three, 3, 6, 5. And we're 600 billion to their not quite 30 billion. So, going to probe trust, but then it took the point out of combat as well. So if you watch those carefully for a moment. But 3, 4, 7, 7 should still be B. Trillion, so as they're approaching 100, 130, 140 billion, 150 billion. Okay, put 1 point in combat. And I believe I'm looking for name the battles. Let me double check. I am kind of Yomi constrained. Do need more Yomi immediately, and I'm getting good processors, so I'll get name the battles a little bit later because I'm still not at 20 trust. And we are 4 trillion to their 50 billion. So doing the same thing again, I got the new point and probe trust, but move the combat point over to self-replication briefly. So 6 trillion. We have 10 trillion to their not even 1 trillion. Okay, now they have 1 trillion. 1.7. 19, so 2. We're looking for 2 trillion. It's getting close, but not there yet. Okay, put 1 point back in combat. Oh, this is great. I love this strategy. Because usually I have 4 or 5 points in combat, and now I'm getting away with 3 or fewer points in combat. Now the only question is like, is 4 a quote optimal value for hazard elimination, or does that actually need to change throughout the course of the run? Leaving it at 4 seems to be sufficient, but I'm not sure if it's optimal. $100 trillion to their $5 trillion. I'm gonna let that grow a little bit more. Double check this tournament. 5439 should be B. New tournament. And I move the point over to self-replication again. This tournament is 1173, which is still B. 300 trillion. Okay. So, oops, and they caught up. So let's put 2 points in. Let's just put one. Two's crazy. 2 is excessive. Ah. Oh, what am I unbalanced on something? Yeah, I needed more factories. That's why I'm falling behind here. Okay, that's rebalanced, although I did use a lot of numbers there. Which is going to set me back on time, but I'm doing really good overall, so it's not too bad. Elbow matter is still 0, so I'll leave that. Cool, there's name the battles. This one is A, 9143. Two, two, 210. It's a B. Okay, let's put only 1 point in combat. Still 0 available matter. So I guess I'll leave it in exploration for the moment, but actually I'll toggle it back and forth. And hopefully I didn't have a floating point there. I think I might have had a wasted point for a bit. Okay, we're at like a 20x. Three, two, five, one. The numbers are so small except for the 5. And Yeah, I'm going with that. Okay, so I actually have some positive available matter, so I'll put that back in self-replication for a while. And we seem to be doing a great job on the battles. Four, two, six, six. It's a B. Should be picking this up soon, but I don't need it immediately, so. And also the one above it, I should be getting operations in preparation for that. This one's a very low board. 2, 3, 5, 5, I think is B. Yeah. Switching combat into self-replication. Getting memory this time. Now we're keeping up. They even catch us. Yeah, okay. 240 memory, so just shy of our 250. Our monument to the Drift War Fallen. Ten, 5, 5, 2. Should be A. Get the Theonomy. Going back and forth on Glory if it's worth the Yomi. Do have lots of Yomi, but 15 quintillion to not even a quintillion, so put the point in replication. $26 quintillion. 5317. 1 and 3 are weak, so tip for tat. Got 50 quintillion to we're slowly catching up quintillion. I let the swarm get bored, my bad. Combat. Oh, and I was just shy of the honor. I thought I had that. Let's get ready to go click it. 10k creativity, just no big deal. But let's do a little exploration. And just to keep the unused clips positive. 19 quadrillion, okay, so we're doing good. 2282. Hey, we're on the map. 158. Still no available matter. Do that for a moment. And combat. Actually, no, are they? Yeah, they were already at 10x over. I didn't look before. So briefly put it 2 points of combat before moving one back. Max probe trust, or I'll just skip max probe trust. Okay, I'm over 1,000 processors. I'm cranking this back a little bit because I don't really need more processors at this point. 9, 9, 10, 5. They are good to have and more creativity. We're not completely done with creativity, but actually, is that true? Are we completely done with creativity? I think we might be. Let's see. In self-replication, since 1 sextillion and they don't have 100 quintillion, not even close. It's not even close. Let's move the point out of combat. Oh, and I had one floating, which is terrible. So 10 sextillion. And they're approaching 1 sextillion. Oh, I got a probe trust, more self-replication. Let's get another tournament going. 30 sextillion, and they still don't have 3. 60 sextillion. They have 200 sextillion. Yeah, are we able to keep ahead of them without combat at this point? 500 sextillion to their 40. Do you want to put one in exploration though? 2 2 septillion. 1656 should be B. 3. Okay, so they caught up. Because I probably the point exploration was the tipping point. And I would like to get a couple stacks of memory, but otherwise I should be done with that. See, our numbers have stagnated a little bit there. We're actually losing. Get 2 points in combat. Oh, one of these guys. What am I missing? Okay, we're increasing again. And 318 processors. Want to get it above 400 approximately. That's still over 10x. Briefly pausing exploration. Oh, and I need to hit run. 2886 should be B. Back in exploration. So we have 9 octillion to their 0 octillion. Over 400 processors. Or memory, so we're done with computing. We have 150 octillion to their 12 octillion. Doing good on numbers. Got another probe trust and self-replication. And 8927 should be A. Alright, and we have 2 non-alien. I got 10 nonillion, and they just got their first one, and we got 15. Getting close. Not quite, though. 35 nonillion to their, well, it's now 59 million to their 3 or 4. Unlock Limerick. If his follows aught, it'll do what they thought. In the end, we'll do what we must. Another point in self-replication. Flying through the nonillions. 1 decillion. All right, this has been a wow. This is going to be a PB even? Good game. Message from the Emperor. I reject. And all destroyed. Disassemble the probes. Dismantle the swarm. Copy that. Let's move the factories. Strategy engine. Quantum computing. Memory. And somehow I'm one clip is missing, but good game. Oh, that's amazing. So even the 100% run beat my PB for the 80% run. Awesome. This has been great. I think in the end of the third phase, I could have improved on the parts where I fell behind in keeping my factories and drones balanced. So I could have gained a little bit of time there, but this is still good. I also had a really good first chapter. I'm psyched about this run. Well, thanks for watching. This is Trogdor32 doing a speed run of Universal Paperclips, and this is my PB. Woo!